Hi guys, Iryna here. I am doing a video today on new beginnings and change, and I'm going to talk about the main reason why people don't change. So I am in the business of change. I am a psychotherapist. I work with people in their transformation. I'm a psychedelic assisted therapist, but my main job really to help people change. People come to me because something's not working in their lives. And so they're looking for transformation. They're looking to change. They're looking to, change something in their lives. And we are in New Year now. Happy New Year. It's been 2 weeks. And the statistics shows that a lot of New Year resolutions already out of the window. So a lot of us who said, I'm gonna go join the gym and commit to go to the gym every single day are not doing that anymore. And definitely, you know that from your experience that gyms are full in January and then in February there's nobody there. So change does not come easy for most of us. And there's a lot of like science, and I like to geek out on that because I'm so passionate about human psychology and knowing how the mind works and figuring it out. And I've been helping people with that transformation and change for the last 10 years. So there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of hacks that I would like to share. And um, my main idea and desire to do that is also actually something I really wanted to do for a long time, but I wasn't able to, and I wanted to change that. So me doing that is kind of like a microcosm of that, what I'm going to talk about, which is kind of cool because everything I talk about, I also live through. I'm not a person who just knows information from here. I really live through these transformations. And so when I talk about something, I know it's from a lived experience, which is makes me kind of an embodied professional, you can say. So let's go back to transformations. We are in the new year. Happy New Year. Happy new energy, new life that you probably want something for yourself for this year. And maybe you have a resolution or have a goal. I don't know how it works. Usually we have some kind of um, some desire to improve our life. I believe that our need to grow and expand and change is like biological. And definitely for some of us, and I tend to think of myself in that category, that some of us are really like love changing, that what we live for, it's a lifestyle, and we just like growth and evolution over a lifetime, right? I'm probably always going to be growing, always changing, and um, makes sense that I'm in a business of helping other people change. So, going back to our gym example, most people, when they say, I'm not going to join the gym, or I'm going to join the gym and go every day, they do it for a little bit and then they don't do it. They want to maybe stop eating sugar, they do it for a little bit and don't do it. So I'm gonna record a series of this is gonna be my little podcast on YouTube, which is so easy to do. And I'm gonna talk about main blocks for people to have a lasting transformation. And lasting transformation is not something you do and then go back to your previous pattern. Like you do something for a little bit and then you go back and to old behaviors. Lasting transformation, we call it second order change, a first order change. I forget that there's like two levels, right? Like one is you constantly putting effort and the discipline and the will to change something, and that transformation doesn't last because it requires you actively managing and actively putting effort and willpower, which is a limited resource. So once you run out of willpower, you go back to the previous pattern. So that's, we can say, first order change. And second order change, it becomes automatic. So you transform your pattern, your something you want to change to the level where it becomes automatic, and you don't need to rely on willpower to do it anymore, because willpower is a limited resource. You are going to run out you're constantly relying on willpower, some of us that's 2 days, some of us a little longer, but either way, you are gonna run out. So what I'm talking about and what I'm interested in helping people with is creating that second order change, creating a transformation, a change in your life that sticks. That's not just something that evaporates the minute you're not doing the work anymore. It's a lasting change. So let's talk about main reasons why it doesn't happen for most people. And there's a number of reasons, and maybe I'll cover them one by one. But the first one I really want to talk about, the biggest one, I think, one of the biggest ones, is coming from a place of not really wanting the change or transformation, but coming from a place that we feel like we have to change it. Maybe our partner or family member saying, oh, you really need to change it. This is not good. But we're not really bought into this, at least on some level. Maybe we have a part of us that's like, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. We need to like quit smoking or change something. Maybe destructive your health. I don't know, drinking, overeating. But really, we're not fully desiring it. It doesn't come from here, from inside our bodies. It's coming from either the head or outside voices, and then the head kind of like, yeah, agrees. You should change it. You should change it. You have to change it, and you feel guilt over having or guilt or shame. So if your motivation comes from guilt, shame, duty, obligation, anything that doesn't feel good, you not gonna change it, or it's gonna be a first order change where you will change it for a little bit, relying on willpower, and then it'll collapse. Because the change requires really deep work. Why does it work like this, right? When you coming from a place of this we can call it should, inner critic, some voice in your head that's telling you, okay, you have to change, you have to do this. In Freud called it super ID place, right? That's like transactional analysis, not to get like all your psychologically kind of languagey on you, but I'm just saying that all approaches, all psychological theories have some version of this should place, critic, parent, critical parent, but it's prefrontal cortex, but it's that a super ego place that we have as a constant kind of like analysis of our whole existence, and that place has always have some kind of shoulds running, like you should do this, and everybody has it. The humans that designed this way, so everybody has this place of sort of critical thinking, we can say. So when we know we should change, we have to change. It's good for us. That's good. That's rational, right? The head is on board, but usually we're not all head. And if it was just as easy as like, oh yeah, I know it's good for me, I should change, and it will change, then my job probably wouldn't exist. But it doesn't work like that, and that's because there's also deeper forces at play that people often ignore. And usually when they come to a therapy or coaching, some kind of work, it's because those two places, the rational and irrational, kind of some odds with each other. And that creates a conflict because there's always a counterforce of resistance to this head should have to place. Because it's not just that, because the wanting place, which is deeper in your body, I feel like kind of here, like wanting, is much a deeper motivational force. It's a more alive place, you can say. It's more energetically charged place. It's more, it just has more power, really, even though it's unconscious a lot of times. And so, what people often don't realize it's that even though they might feel they should, they have to, it's a good idea to change, they might not want to change. And not wanting to change will win, but they don't even know why they're not wanting to change, and that's why you just have to connect to those deeper forces and ask them, because sometimes um, like you don't know why you give up uh, going to a gym after 2 weeks. It's not rational, because rational is that you should go. So that's why you want to really explore, we say, the resistance to changing, because there's a lot of wisdom in that resistance, a lot of message. And you can, um, if you're finding something for yourself, like, okay, I really want to keep smoking. So some it's an interesting one that I find, um, just observing a lot, is about some, we can call it addiction behavior, but somebody posted the other day on being addicted to sugar, or weed, or things like the alcohol. And that will never go away from a place like, I should quit. I'm gonna quit by this date. I'm gonna not do this anymore. And kind of like making a decision or like resolve about it. You can try. Usually it doesn't work, because again, there's deeper forces in play. And I would invite people to explore, what is that other part that wants to do it, wants to drink or eat sugar or smoke weed. What does that part receive from the behavior? And really explore really the wisdom and the benefit that that part receives, and really acknowledge that, and accept that that's also you, and there's very real reasons why you might be want to be doing that. And it's actually some deeper wisdom from your whole system that's coming up, that's here to show you maybe there's um, a need for something. Usually it is tied to a need or want that's coming up through this quote unquote destructive behavior, because it might seem like a destructive behavior for the whole system, but for that part, this particular behavior will have some sense, some wisdom, some meaning. And then it becomes an exploration. It becomes like, for example, with the gym example, it's like, okay, a part of me wants to, like, okay, I should go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. I want to feel good, but then I don't go. Okay, so what is the other part that doesn't do it receive? Like, well, I don't want to every time I go to the gym and I compare myself to everybody else, and I'm like hard on myself for not being able to do certain things. Well, I don't want to feel that, so I don't want to go to the gym, and it doesn't feel like I don't want to do it from that place. For example, with sugar or something like that, or weed, every time um, I do that, I feel I feel like I'm giving something to my body, like some joy or lightness or happiness. And I want that. I need that. And this is the way I receive that. So it's essential. I am meeting my need with this thing that I'm doing, even though I might manifest and show up in uh, not supportive to the whole system, in destructive ways. So that's really one of the main reasons we don't change, is when we're coming from this harsh place of inner critic, and the ones that always hard on us, really beating us ourselves up. We never change from a place of criticism. So when somebody comes to me and they say, well, I want to change this, we always look like the first stage would be, okay, where's this idea to change coming from? Is this a head like should place, or is it the heart's desire? And if it's not a heart's desire, then we don't even start on trying to change that, because if it's not, if it's coming from that in a critic place, then all our mm, efforts will be wasted. So that would be a good place to check if you wrote something on your, on your New Year's resolution list, or like, well, I really want to um, change this year. Then okay, then the good question would be, where's this desire or want really coming from? Check if it's a should, if it's something I really want, if it's coming from deep inside my body, in my heart and my soul, or it's like, well, I should, because if I don't do it, I'm not gonna be a good person, or I'm gonna be bad in some way. So that would be a good check. And let's see if anything else. I think that's good for now. Let me know how it is for you, how it's landing. And yeah, there's other blocks that we could have to the change. So watch out for my other videos on this particular topic. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.